City series cigars and Citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Doran Becker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree.
What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I just got the 2022 Playoff 12 scheduled to release Tuesday, March 1st. Damn, that's an awkward day for a Jordan release. Especially a pair like these. You know, sometimes they'll release like something that we don't really care about during the week. Here and there, they'll release something fire on like a Wednesday. But this is like the first time that I could think of where a classic shoe like this is releasing on, not releasing on a Saturday, but they're releasing on a Tuesday. Yeah, that's crazy. But initially, these were supposed to come out February 19th. But if you haven't heard already, the news just came out the other day that these will be getting pushed back to March 1st. So as usual, we're going to take a close detailed look at the shoe from all angles. I also have the 2012 pair here with me. For those of y'all who was wondering how they compare, I'm going to discuss the differences. Then after that, I'm going to get my opinion on these. And then I'll discuss release and reselling predictions and all that stuff. So let's get right to it. Leather on them is okay. I mean, it's not bad, but it's nothing to really go crazy over. In comparison to the 2012 pair, as far as leather quality, I'd say the 2022s are better, but like I just said, it's still nothing to go crazy over. There's the front. Now the eyelets on these don't really seem silver. See how they kind of look like champagne, or like they got like a gold or copper tint to them. See, it wasn't like that on the 2012 pair. You see how they're real nice and shiny even 10 years later. And these just, well, haven't even came out yet, and they already look like aged. So I don't know if they were going for an aged look. I hope not, but these are definitely not silver. But here's your view from the side. You know, for the most part so far, these are really what I expected, which is a good thing, because on a classic shoe like this, we don't want surprises. We want them to be just like the OGs, or as similar to the OGs as they, you know, as they came. I'm really happy to see that they did the back right this time, because on the 2012 release they did not. It was actually just one little difference, but it just stands out so much. If you look at the 2012 pair, you see how that Jordan text is in red, and here it's not. Really doesn't even look bad, you know, being red. It's not a bad change appearance wise, but this is how the OGs looked. And you know, like I said, appearance wise, this is not a big deal. It looks cool, it looks fine, but just for nostalgic purposes, you know, we want that OG look, so that's why I like these. Here's the inside. Everything's all black. They got the size tag on the back side of the tongue, and insoles are also black but have the red Jumpman. Here are the soles. Another part of this shoe that I'm happy they did right, that they did not do right on the 2012 release. And that particular part is right here up at the toe. You see they have the red 23 and the black Jumpman. I don't know why, but on the 2012 release, they did a red Jumpman. And the same thing with the, you know, the thing on the back. Like, it's not really a bad thing. First of all, nobody's really about to see it because you can barely see it from like right here. But the point is, it's like, we didn't ask for that. You know, I like red. It doesn't look bad, but it's not what we asked for. If this was a new shoe and they weren't trying to redo anything from the past, then this would have been fine. But the OGs had the black Jumpman right there. And even though it's a minor detail, like, this blew mine. Seeing this right here, like I said, you know, it looks good. It kind of goes with the Jumpman up here. But we all know the 1997 playoff 12s, and even the 2004 playoff 12s that I'm more familiar with, just because like those had recently came out when I first started collecting Jordans. Those didn't have that red Jumpman there either, so this is what I'm more familiar with, and I'm glad to see it on this 2022 release. They come in the usual Jordan 12s box, with the regular tan paper, and here's the box label. Retail for men's sizes is going to be $200 USD. And yes, that is $10 more than usual. They're going up on us. Here's a quick all-around view of the shoe. Now, before I get back in front of the camera and start discussing the shoe, I just wanted to recap at some of the main differences between the 2022 pair and the 2012 pair. The backside on the 2022 retro has the Jordan text in white right here, just like the OGs and the 04 pair. And the 2012 pair has the text in red. And the Jumpman on the bottom or on the toe right here is black on the 2022 pair. Once again, like the OGs and the 04 pair. And the 2012 pair has that red Jumpman right there. And there was a significant difference in the eyelets, where the 2022 retro had like a champagne or gold kind of tint to them. And the 2012 pair, which is obviously 10 years old already, by the way, still has like a nice, fresh, shiny look on their eyelets. So I don't know what that's about, but y'all see the difference. And then another thing is this little part right here. First of all, the material is a little bit different. This is the 2012 pair in my hand right now. It's kind of a more like, I guess like a dull plastic. And as you can see, it's yellowed and kind of doesn't really look as gray. Whereas the 2022 pair, it's definitely a much more fresh look. And the material is a little bit more slick. So besides the yellowing, the material is also different. Y'all see what I'm talking about. I like them. I don't really have any complaints. They're really exactly what I was expecting. Timing was really good for me on these because I actually sold my playoff 12s years ago. I had the 2004 pair and I only sold them because the sole got a little bit too yellow for my liking. So I sold those and I was planning on eventually buying a new pair with a sole that had little to or no yellow. But I just never got around to doing that. It wasn't really too high on my priorities list. And then for a while, I was planning on buying the 1997 pair because, you know, OG over everything. But the thing about those is, like, every pair of those, this little side part right here is, like, dry rotting, and that's just a pain to get fixed. So I ain't feel like doing all that either. And I had plenty of opportunities to get the 2012 pair after they came out. But like I was saying earlier, I really was not feeling those changes they made to them. Like, this pair that I used from the video is not even mine. I mean, they are now, technically, but I just picked these up a couple of days ago from 908 in Montclair just so I could do this comparison video. And shout out to 908 for that. They came in clutch. But see, after this video gets up, I'll be selling both of these because I don't want these, and these aren't my size. But then I'll be copping a 9.5 in these for myself, closer to or on release date. Definitely a great shoe to resell. The hype is there, OG colorway. Can't go wrong with that. I'm thinking men's sizes will sell for around like 300. And y'all know how things go now. The bigger sizes are going to go for a little bit more, and the smaller sizes are going to go for a little bit less. So anybody looking to resell, if you're going for men's sizes, you probably want to go for your 12s, 11s, 11.5s, and stuff like that. Even a 10 and 10.5 is going to be a little bit more profitable than like your 7.5, 8, 8.5. Sometimes 7.5 can get a little pricey, but definitely like 8 and 8.5, they usually go for less than the other sizes. And it's funny because I remember a couple of years ago, size like 8 to 9 used to go crazy. I remember when it used to be the opposite, where a lot of Jordans would go for pretty low prices in like 12 and 11 and stuff like that, and then the 9, 8.5, and sometimes 9.5 used to go crazy. Like, I don't know what happened to that, but it really just did a complete 360, and now it's the opposite, which I like because I hated having to pay the bag just to wear my size, and somebody with a foot way bigger than mine is paying less, and that never made sense to me. It costs more material to make the shoe, the box is bigger, costs more to ship. Why was they paying less than us? So yeah, it kind of makes more sense. So sorry, Bigfoot people. I would probably avoid holding these. I mean, like I always say, you can't really go wrong with holding a shoe, but on release day, they're going to have a lot of hype. And y'all know the hype drives the price up. And then after they come out, after a couple of days and maybe a couple of weeks pass, the price is going to start to go down once the hype goes down. So you want to sell these before that happens. Because like I said, I mean, you can hold them, but you're better off selling them, taking advantage of the hype on release day, and investing in something else that's going to shoot up a little quicker than these will. But good luck to everybody trying to cop a pair of these to wear. If you're still watching this video at this point, I really appreciate you, and I wish you the best of luck in getting them in your size for retail. If this video was helpful or informative, I really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Also, if you're interested in more early reviews and other sneaker related content, do us both a favor and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Just make sure you tap the little bell icon next to the subscribe button and select all. That way when I put a new video out, you'll get notified and you won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody, please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.